In today's video, we're going to take a different look at caffeine and how actually it blocks how tired you are rather than giving you energy. So don't worry, this isn't a caffeine bashing video. It's just looking at some key points that we should probably consider if we do consume it, and how it can be used effectively. So firstly, let's look at how caffeine actually works. Basically what it does is, as we get tired through the day, we get a build up of this stuff called adenosine. When we have lots of adenosine in the body, brain picks this up, we feel tired. It's actually one of two parts that basically make us feel sleepy in the evening, the other bit being the circadian rhythm. So the way that caffeine works is it blocks that signal to the brain, so therefore the brain doesn't pick up on how tired we are. There may be other effects, potentially things like increasing adrenaline in the body, but the main effect of caffeine is that blocking of the adenosine. So now we know that, rather than looking at engine as like, right, it's this drug that gives me this energy boost, actually it's this drug that stops me feeling tired. We should probably ask the question, why do we feel so tired? Overtraining is a possibility, but I find for a lot of the general population, it's more of an under recovery situation. One of the main things being getting the right amount of adequate sleep. So if you're using a watch to track your sleep, just take caution with that. They're known for being quite accurate with recording the total amount of sleep, but most of them are quite unreliable at actually being accurate with that, going through the sleep cycles and determining how good a quality sleep you actually had. So a simple way that we can know if we've had enough good quality sleep is if we were to wake up in the morning, would we be able to fall asleep again before midday? If the answer is yes, then you're probably sleep deprived. So another thing to think about is, are we refueling the body with proper nutrition? So making sure that we're not just using caffeine to mask symptoms of under recovery. So once we've sorted out sleep, nutrition, that sort of stuff, we can then start to use how you can use caffeine a bit more effectively. So in terms of the maximum recommended caffeine in a day, World Health Organization recommends 400 milligrams. So for most people, that's actually quite hard to hit. So I think that works out at about like 8 cups of tea or 6 espressos in a day. So unless you're consuming kind of pre-workout or kind of energy drinks that are probably quite high in caffeine, probably don't need to worry too much about the overall amount. But one thing we need to consider is where are we consuming that within our day. So one thing for sure is not to have that too close to bed. The time frame of that can be quite personal, depending on how sensitive you are to caffeine. So for some people this might be kind of later afternoon, whereas for other people maybe even midday, because they may still feel the effects that caffeine have, and therefore it may disrupt their sleep, stopping them to get into a deep sleep. And a word of warning, just because you have a coffee at 8 p.m. and you can still get sleep okay, just be careful, because what you may be finding is that actually, although you can get sleep okay, your sleep quality isn't actually that good. So another thing will be to look at is, rather than just using caffeine to get you through a day, use it at specific times where you want the effect. That way, if we're using it less frequency, we're going to be more sensitive to the caffeine, and therefore it will have a bigger impact. So one example is before a workout. Again, so long as we've got that under recovery stuff sorted out, if we're having it before a workout, it just means that we're going to train that a little bit harder, so we're going to get more out of our workout. Similarly, it could be before, like at work, could be before a presentation, something like that, where you just want a bit more mental clarity.